It's gone now.
I know.
You know the answer.
Cool. I'm just pulling it up real quick. Just make sure our sound is in sync.
Lucius, how big is your dick? I don't know, coach. Foot?
Foot and
Foot and
a
a
half.
half. Foot and a half.
Yeah.
Dribble the ball with your dick.
Oh man. Cool. Let's just do a quick count.
What a burden that would be. I'd be so mad about having a foot long dick.
Right?
Can't even get all the pleasure. I'd be mad as fuck.
Couldn't wear pants. Couldn't wear shorts most of the time.
Honestly, an awful life.
Are we live?
It'd be a distraction.
Are we live?
We are live.
Okay. We had to make sure we're live.
One,
Yeah.
3,
2,
4,
4, 5,
6,
8.
9.
10.
know
No, I know. That was the weirdest count. Whatever.
I know. I was going out of order. I was
Somebody took 4 from me, and I'm mad about it.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yes.
kitty cat go meow.
It's
No,
good.
it goes bark bark.
No, it goes.
Goes moo.
What does the fox say?
What does a fox say? Beep, 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 beep.
Chicky chicky bark bark. Chicky chicky ooh. Chicky chicky. Orochi.
Even more people are selling their homes in our neighborhood now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why? They're not like living. They just find other jobs, other places. But I know it's not hard to sell your house at this point.
Well, the neighbors 2 houses down, they found a bigger home in Clayton for a really good price, so that's why they're leaving.
Mm.
But I don't know what other people are doing. So
It's just
Their internet's
already time to move.
You got to be in Garner, or no, if it's out in BFE, which is Flowers Plantation, they get AT&T fiber out there. But it's literally 10 minutes from me, and that's saying something to still be in Clayton and be 20 minutes from me. And they're by like no major highways, so yeah, have fun with that.
got a little back roads.
Not when everybody and their fucking mom has to go that way, because there's a whole housing development. It's kind of like Wendell Falls in that sense, where there is a Publix out there, there's a Harris Teeter, the PetSmart, and like little shopping things for what you need every day, but there's not like any major retailers or places to go around.
Is that shopping mall almost done being built by you down? Or that little shopping center?
They've only so Publix is up. The apartments behind it are up. The first building that's going to be the Tree Light Square area should be finished. I think Phil said, I pointed because Phil lives across the street. He's like updating people because he's an engineer and stuff. He said end of summer, I think, was when Tree Light Square should be up. So we should have like some smaller businesses in here. And then some of the bigger parcel areas where the actual chain places are going to come, those will be coming sporadically. Unfortunately, because Bojangles is one, Wendy's is another, neither one of them have broken ground yet. And I'm like, come on, Bojangles.
I need to be able to walk down the street and get my
Exactly.
Bojangles.
I'm tired of having to commute 10 minutes into Nightdale and wait when I could just walk down the street. And that'd be one of them.
Just like our old apartment back in college. Right across the street.
Yeah.
You see it from the apartment window.
Yeah, that was dangerous for y'all.
Not really, because
Like, I don't think that one was as bad. I mean, like, it was no different than, like, the cookout being from Campus Point. Like,
Oh,
Cookout,
that's
that was
that's
crazy.
also dangerous.
that was dangerous. That was a good dangerous, though, because it was just, like,
Especially
it
in
was just a
college.
perfect amount of walk to get there and back, and your food
Yeah.
would still be hot.
Yeah,
lived at a perfect. Yeah, Campus Point was at the perfect location. We could walk to the grocery store if we got too drunk and wanted to get more beer. Actually, we could just walk to Walgreens and get more beer.
Yeah, Walgreens, and then the food line was right across the street. I think that's where we went when it was snow day, when we got the bottles of wine. We just drank the wine from.
Yeah. Yup. And then
Was Campus Point the last one, the one that was y'all on top floor?
Yeah, both of them were us on the top floor, but yes, Campus Point was the second one. But yeah, also we got lots of bush ice. So much
Bush nasty.
It is nasty. All right.
That's how you do drunk Mario Kart. Drunk driving.
Yep. No way.
Matt's still testing audio.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm just.
Got on the tank top like it's middle of summer. It didn't break 70 today. What you got tank top on?
It did break 70. It was 72 at one point.
Oh yeah, it was warm out there this weekend. Even though I think the high was 70, it still got pretty warm. Just I guess because of all the people. But it got cold at
all
night.
The people and equipment.
Yep. Here we go. I think we.
No, I mean like you could just be out in an open space and it would be warm, but at night it definitely got cold.
Oh yeah, at night I throw a sweatshirt on top of this tank top. You gotta pretend it's almost summer.
If I want there to be heat, I have to act like there's heat.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the fall, spring. No, this is the pollinating. That's what this season is.
This is the pollinating. It's actually happening.
Yeah, and tree pollen's just very high every fucking day. So have your Allegro ready.
It's like
I don't go out. I mean, I do.
Right
on him.
No, it doesn't matter if I have that exact same ball. It doesn't matter if I go outside or not. Like I'll wake up and then like my eyes will be puffy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be stiffening.
But you're bringing it in the house with you. You're just on your shoes and your clothes.
That's what somebody was talking about. They're getting a car wash soon. I'm like, no, you can't. You gotta wait until the pollen's done before you get a car wash. I mean, you're just gonna get more green.
Ah. You got her in trouble. You told on her.
Because I could barely see her. She's just in like a little sliver of the screen. So I guess, is it Reiji? No. Niji and Yonji.
Yes, 2 and 4.
Yeah. Are they just getting tortured by like the big mom pirate?
Yeah.
I think they're about to get tortured, and then something tells me Homegirl's gonna come and save them. Pudding, yeah.
That or where's Judge? Is Judge in the book also, or did he escape? Can't remember.
I don't know. It just always says the bloodless. Ben Smokes. Germa 66.
Yeah, I don't think it showed us Judge. It's only showed us what Big Mom's done to those two. So we don't know what the oldest brother is, or dad is, or the sister.
Also, is this woman a zone type user, or is she just a fishman? Because Big Mom was saying that was one of the well, there's only 2 races that she doesn't have, but didn't she want Jinbei because he was a fish?
No, she's Aladdin's married.
Or whatever.
Aladdin married.
I know, but does she? Well, she wants a child of every race in her crew or in her family. Mm-hmm. So I was seeing if she has a fishman person in their crew and if that was her.
I think no, because it's Aladdin and whoever Aladdin married in the Fisherman Pirates. So I think they have kids. I mean, but she kind of revolted against them anyway. Against her mother.
Against Big Mom.
Oh.
Okay. Still testing out.
We should be good.
Tawan, where are you at? Game room or loft area?
I am in the studio.
You've done some reorganizations, huh? You guys have done some stuff.
Yep. Let me take off this blur real quick and I can show you.
See the entertainment stand with the pop figures, the TV.
mounted a TV, entertainment stand, our desk, and like studio stuff is in the corner. And that's the door.
Right. And the ring light.
Yep. Lock my whip.
That's nice.
Yeah. Just wanted television in here, so when she comes, she can just chill out, watch TV, write, do music.
I feel that.
And then the one in the bedroom is also really nice to have to fall asleep to sometimes, because sometimes you just want to watch TV in bed, or don't want to go to bed, but just want to watch TV. But you gotta go to bed, so.
That's why Kara had me put one in our room.
Put that sleep timer on.
Why does it need sound?
What's wrong with the sound?
No, I just need sound to fall asleep. It doesn't need to be a video or anything. I can't sleep in silence.
I don't need anything. I can. After you start doing it.
It's always just white noise. I have my ceiling fan on. I always have to have a ceiling fan on, so that's.
Yeah. Circulating air is a must.
So it's been nice having the window open for the past couple nights. Not last night.
No, I definitely haven't done that.
Yeah, I would die.
It's like, because you guys are a little bit more. You guys aren't even that tree or anything.
Matt, it does not fucking matter. There is a haze around RDU for the Raleigh-Durham area. You can
City
drive.
of Oaks.
City of Oaks.
Nothing but tree pollen in the air.
See, when you mean RDU, do you mean the airport or? Okay.
When we explicitly say meet at Dom's.
And we'll leave RDU at this time. God.
That will forever be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just an area, but no one else had that problem but Kevin. So,
but Kevin, but somehow we're all in the wrong.
Hey, we got there.
we did get there.
Got there, great time. Everybody got drunk. I got drunk night 1. Y'all got drunk night 2.
You too drunk night 1?
I only had 12 drinks. Okay.
Went in one night?
Yeah.
Yeah, the night he was flirting with the hostess.
Flirting.
Oh, I didn't know there's different colors to that.
Oh my gosh. There were the women there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry for recording.
Tell Bree to watch this episode specifically.
Specifically, especially the live recording. Make sure you start from the beginning, because from the stream.
Oh, so when we were talking about how it would be to have a 1.5 long dick.
Yeah, that's the perfect episode to show somebody. It's like, oh, what are these guys about? Let's show them. How big is your dick?
How big is the waist? Let's go in.
Cool.
Croc skin, buttercream, croc skin.
That's the only good part of that movie.
What,
No, not
Rush
Rush Hour.
Hour?
Sorry, no, I thought we were still talking about movie 43.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
No,
Rush Hour,
no.
I can. I don't think I've seen. I've seen bits and parts.
Movie 43 is so good. What are you talking about?
Movie 43 is a waste of an hour and a half of my life.
Please.
That's why you have to make sure
period-
that,
That
everyone
period scene
watches
was
it.
just.
That movie is funny, period.
Boo.
I don't want to be here no more. No. I've talked about movie 43 enough in my life that I don't need to bring it up ever again. The only funny scene was that foot and a half thing. And that's.
So you gonna start us off? You figure out what to say.
I mean, are we ready? We doing this? We live?
Live.
We live?
We live.
I know we're live.
I was like, yeah, we've been live. But,
Yeah, y'all cutting into my stream time, bro.
Mhm.
All right. What's one?
Come on
I thought you
in.
like raised your hand. I was like,
There's a question in the front. Yes,
yes,
number
yes.
one.
Well, let's get the show rolling.
Put your hand down. I don't even need a light on because the light outside is so bright.
I was like, mine's not so.
So shine bright like a
No,
diamond.
I need it on.
I might put mine on in a bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Show off that silky smooth skin.
Oof, not mine. Rough. So, guys, how's your day?
Wow. I haven't asked
All
you.
right. Yeah.
What were you doing over
Hey,
there?
it's good. Thank you.
Go back to bed.
He actually gets distracted.
Well, no, she. Well, whatever. I'll talk to that after.
What is up, feasters? Welcome back to another great episode of the Anime Feast. I'm Dominique, and with me, as always, back after his time away during our last episode, we have Tawan.
What up? You just heard that chinging in the back? It was me and all of my great medals of honor because I am the best. You were jingling keys and I was just playing off of that, just so you know.
That is your message to stay off of drugs, kids. And we also have Matthew.
What up, everybody? I was gonna say it sounded like a bag of coins, a treasure chest of coins, if I may. But no.
Oh,
Look, Gary.
It was really loud.
balloons.
It was really loud. Was it? Yeah. What is
Well,
it?
jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle.
Oh, well, Tawana and I had
Yes.
elf shirts and we were jingling jingle back in college. I remember that.
Oh yeah. But speaking about money, doubloons, treasure, that treasure that we don't know what it is. We're gonna go into the episode about One Piece
Episode.
and our recent chapters 1043 and 1044.
The hypest of the hype. The chapters that are so gonna be so spoiled by the world and the community that so many different sites, including TCB Scans, was telling everyone just stay away from social media until you're ready to read it, because when the very very raws came out on Monday, they were like, just don't touch social media, and I mean people were ready to spoil.
It's so weird. Like, this isn't like the only time they've been big spoilers. Like, people have been for One Piece specifically. But I mean, it's super hype right now. I mean, if you don't know, now you know. Year 5's been released, or at least.
Yeah. I honestly feel bad for all the anime watchers out there because of how many spoilers have been going around. But it starts out.
I was gonna say one of my friends who wasn't anime only. He gets spoiled every now and again with stuff, and after I guess hearing about this, he determined that he has to read it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, come to the dark side, read it, baby. Let's get there.
Come on, just
because and I know obviously we've already begun, and Matt's already said a little bit, but if you haven't read One Piece yet, especially those chapters, stop the recording right now. Stop listening. Read till you catch up, and then come join us, because we're gonna obviously talk about the latest chapters and all the awesomeness that happens and how strong Toon Force is. But I'll let Tawan continue.
Yeah. So we start out with I was gonna say Momonosuke. Is it Momonosuke?
The dragon's name is Momonosuke. Yes.
I don't know why I was thinking it was from some other anime. I know it was like Momo, but
Princess Mononosuke.
yeah.
Momonoke. Mononoke. That is her name. That's why I was thinking there. But you see Momonosuke talking to
Zunisha.
Zhao.
Sal.
Zoe.
Boy. Get out of that concert mindset.
Like,
yeah. It's been a long weekend, guys. But telling them like, hey, we hear his voice.
Because Luffy died the chapter prior.
yeah, whacked.
Yes. Luffy is Joy Boy, is what we.
Hmm?
And then we see everyone recognizing that Luffy's voice has come back. From Law Kid, the guy who taught him how to use his Conqueror's Haki, for his attacks. Marco, Nami, and what's her name? Dongo Girl.
Otama.
Otama. Yeah.
Otama. Yeah, crying because Luffy's
Yeah, Marco
alive.
was like,
Sanji
he was like, Straw Hat's alive, y'all. He lives. They were like, Big Bro Luffy, oh, you're still with us.
At least was it the chapter before that woke Sanji up? No, it was this chapter. Sanji woke up because of just his presence. He's like, oh, who is that?
Yeah, so everyone kind of was like Luffy's Haki and everything was kind of like spurred everyone, and everyone kind of knew what was going on. Everyone was like, oh shit, it's a Straw Hat?
Yeah, we learned later in the chapter that he's just, throwing Conqueror's Haki all kinds of out there.
And it's crazy because he's also just kind of laying there like, wait, I lost, but why do I feel so amazing? Why do I feel so good? Why is this like awesome? And like he's laughing and you can hear his heartbeat. Like everyone can hear his heartbeat because that's how loud it's beating. But those are literally the drums of liberation, where it was his heartbeat, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it just fits with Luffy's personality of why he wanted to be Pirate King, because that is the most free thing you can do. So, of course, he is going to be the embodiment of Joy Boy and, bring the drums of liberation.
Yeah, as Anisha said, for the first time in 800 years, Joy Boy has returned.
That's why the government was pissed off about Luffy anyway. It's like, oh, like this fruit was never meant to be with anybody ever again.
Well, no, not even that. Exactly. They were saying that like it just hasn't awoken in over 800 years, and every time they try to get it, it evades us or evades them.
It's like his soul.
It's like it's running from them, or like it's
has
cursed,
a will of its own,
or blessed. And we find out the biggest kicker that we've been lied to for the past,
entire series
since episode
years. 1. Yeah. I remember I saw a meme. It was like Gomu Gomu, and then
that was a lie.
I can't remember. Yeah, well, that was a lie. So we find out that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually a Hito Hito no Mi, mythical zone. Type
Nika. Model Nika.
After this,
what do you call me?
Pretty much. Yeah, which as if anybody's been paying attention. Sun God Nika, which was talked about and talked multiple times throughout One Piece, especially a couple of times in the New World. Skypiea, was definitely one, and we all kind of saw the things that Luffy would be like. Is Nika because of after they beat Enel and everything, and they were doing the celebration at the fire. It was like the black stuff and like the silhouettes. We saw how Luffy was dancing, looked just like the silhouette of Nika. And then obviously Usopp was banging the drums, but we didn't pay too much attention to that. So Luffy was talked about being, relation to Nika for a while, but no one ever thought that he was literally fucking Nika. Like that part was kind of crazy. Joy Boy, Nika, everything else, and because of the fruit, like it's a zone fruit, which was awesome to kind of be like, okay, so he's not a paramecia, he's a fucking zone.
Which just happens to give him a rubbery body and extra physical strength. So it makes sense that Luffy is stronger than the average human for some odd reason. So when he pulled that fucking shit from Kuro, he just pulled the center bow out. And
he center bow, but he also got hypnotized during that part too. That was the funny part. He let himself get hypnotized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with his, it's known as the most ridiculous power in the world. I hated that so much when it came. I was like, oh, this is gonna be stupid, like a good stupid though.
And it was. It was a great stupid.
It was a great
because it took me.
Enter Toon Force. Enter Popeye the Sailor Man.
That's what the first thing it made me think of was Popeye the Sailor Man and how just ridiculous he would be. And then I started looking at his actual moves, and I think I sent you guys the meme of it, but it was like Luffy is Popeye.
Yep.
And there were so many things where the UFO is something that we've literally seen Popeye do was spin himself around just so he could fly.
Mm-hmm. Now that meme's amazing. No, just everything. Like his power is now imagination, and which I guess makes sense for all the other gears too. Like was I think for Gear Second somebody said it's because he like inflated the rubber in his skin in order to like increase speed, or like for his bone density he increased like the rubber in his bones in order to become big and everything. But
yeah, he blew air into his bones
Yeah.
for Gear 3.
yeah, for Bear.
Yeah.
And it was like expanding
And
the rubber in this
here's-
thing, but no, it's just literally his own power that he came to will. It was like, oh, I can make this of myself.
Yeah. Also, the fact that that makes more sense because he can change the directions of his punches in Snake Man Gear 4, literally at just like the will to move in a different direction in the air.
Which was commented on very early. I think when he was fighting Doflamingo, and he was like, "You shouldn't be able to do that. Like rubber shouldn't be able to do this." And now we know why. Like because it's not actually rubber.
It's
Imagination.
power magic.
Yeah, this was quite the shocking turn of events for Luffy, because we all knew that we were gonna get. We all figured Luffy was going to be awoken, right? Everyone was kind of like, Luffy has to awaken during Wano, especially after Kid and Law had like showed that they awoke. We were like, there's no way that we're not going to get an awoken Luffy. Like, let's just can't. But what is it going to be? Like, he's going to make a rubber world. He's going to like. I think people have crazy theories about oil and other shit too.
Oil?
Yeah, because of like.
I like the material breakdown.
The properties of rubber, and then like it got all the way down to like oil. And it was crazy. Like some theories out there were very much like, "Are you high?" So for this to then go into the fact of like, Luffy dies, he loses his fight. Like Oda goes out of his way to show that Luffy lost the fight. Like rooftop battle, Victor Kaido. Like that was a chapter that was said in the chapter, previous chapters. Just for round. What is this for them? Round 4, I think, for them now.
Two water rounds on top of the roof.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm thinking like Luffy went up there, he was fighting by himself, and then didn't Kid and Law come up there, or
No,
did they
everyone got up there at the same time, because when Luffy made it up there, Zoro, Kid, and Law were sitting there waiting, and Luffy had arrived.
There was an initial fight with Kaido though when he just got smacked the fuck down and then got put in chains.
Yeah,
that's how
the
he
very
ended.
prison. Yeah,
when he first got to Wano. Yeah, and then the rooftop, you had him go past Big Mom and Kaido to get the scabbards, and then you had them actually fight, and then you had Luffy lose, like everyone kind of break off and go in their separate directions, and Luffy he didn't officially lose, then he lost, got saved by the Heart Pirates
again.
Well, not Law that time. It was his crew.
Yeah, just his crew. But I mean, like the submarine saved Luffy more times than almost anything else.
Absolutely. And then then he went back up there. We can't forget Caribou. His Caribou's around because that Caribou had all that meat, which was fucking ridiculous. Yeah. And then we had the current. Well, then we had the fight where Luffy actually lost because of the CP0 guy, and now we have a fight again with the Woken Luffy. So it was interesting because it's Gear 5 and it's Awakening. So like I guess they're calling his Awakening Gear 5th instead of like he can just awaken. It's all the way Gear 5th is his Awakening.
Mm-hmm. I think it makes more sense that his Awakening power is Gear 5 instead of having Gear 5 as a whole new Luffy and then be like, oh, now he can awaken every power underneath the sun. That's no pun intended either. But if he could awaken like every single gear, then it would be a whole total different Luffy, which might happen. Who knows? I mean, anything's possible with the power of imagination on their side.
That's what I'm excited about though with this is that like with Luffy now being a Logia and Kaido let that be known this chapter. 1044, Kaido was like, so I see you awoken because you turned the ground into rubber, but you had a physical change too, which is like which is more Logia than anything else. So at some point should be like, oh crap, okay, Luffy's a Logia now.
He needs a zone.
Zone. Sorry, I kept saying Logia. I apologize. Zone. So that should be. Someone should understand because something tells me Luffy is paying zero attention to what Kaido's telling him, And Luffy's gonna be like, I'm not it's because he's still saying Gomu Gomu no with all his attacks.
No. Yeah. Well, he is also saying that he's also been talking to him because he was like, yeah, I'm sorry for that. Because even at the end of this chapter, he was like, yeah, that was a good fight. Or, yeah, it's not over yet. I'm just warming up.
Right, but I'm saying more so like with that, yeah, Luffy's gonna talk fighting, but I don't think he like to hear Kaido tell him that's like a zone. Luffy's like, I don't give a fuck about devil fruit.
It's like I've never been in a zone in my life. What do you mean? Don't.
Yeah.
Like when he's talking to Momonosuke, he's like, how do I change back into a human? I don't know. I'm a very medium type.
He's like, I'm not a zone, and damn right. So that was a lie.
Lies.
But the thing is, Hito is a human fruit, right. So he wouldn't.
But that
change.
So that's why I'm now curious as to like, is he gonna pay enough attention that he can tell everybody, hey, I'm actually a zone, or was somebody there to pick up on that, or like, because now that we know his power, is Luffy gonna understand his power, like, right, or is he gonna like, there's so many possibilities now about how this could change Luffy, because it's literally. He can do anything, and his personality is already goofy. Like, we know that. Luffy's a goofy guy. Holy shit, the goofiness of Gear 5th Awoken Luffy. Like, Toon Force. He's Toon Force. That's the power he was given.
Yeah, literally when he like brought his hands from the sky to grab Kaido and spin him around like that.
Grab that man like a toy. Come here.
So I know I talked to Dom a little bit about it, like off camera, but like it was like I just can't wait to see that part animated. Just like everything, like this chapter and the next one when he does the jump rope with Kaido. I just want to see like how big Luffy actually is, because like in the anime they show Kaido as a humongous beast, and now that I guess like seeing animated versus how big Luffy is and how big he will be in the next chapter, or even this chapter, because he still takes him and spins them around, right?
Yeah, this chapter was when he got eaten by Kaido, and so I
thought that was the next one. I thought it was 10:45.
Oh, sorry. We kind of started talking about the newest chapter a little bit too, because we were talking about some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, either way, at this point, we're just talking about. We don't have to go page by page, but just what's happened now with the rooftop battle has all been ridiculousness. Luffy with his Toon Force being swallowed by Kaido, but then kicking the inside of Kaido, and then sticking here, like saying, "I see two lights," and that's Kaido's eyes, and Luffy's hands come out of Kaido's eyes, and then he slingshots himself out. Like the moment that like when you guys said when Luffy awoke and he grabbed Kaido from the dance hall or whatever, and like brought him up, and Kaido's eyes did the whole popping out of his head thing. I was like, okay, this is a gag, like. Because the whole style of it changed. It went from like, it was serious, the fights were like very good panels, good fights, and then it became very cartoon with that, and I was like, interesting. And then after that, you see Luffy rolling around, laughing, dodging the blast breath. His eye, like when the blast breath came to him, Luffy's eyes popped out of his head, and then he grabbed the earth, made it rubber, ricochet the attack. So I was like, okay, so I was like, no way, this is where we're going with this. We're like, it's like straight cartoony, because eyes kept popping out.
Definitely.
And then very next chapter, with Luffy's stuff, I feel like, what did he do? I think Luffy like released a lot of hockey or something.
And pushed Kaido's head down. No, Luffy's head came down to the floor, like with his eyes popping out, and
everyone's eyes popped out. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh, what is happening to this manga?
It's almost taken over like the seriousness of like this whole final battle's been up to this point, then you just forget, like, oh my god, like this is just funny, this is just really good time, until Kaido brings it back down to earth. He's like, I've been doing this for years and years, and like you are the only person who's actually made a challenge for me. Like I fought in old Marines, new Marines, everything under the sun, old other Yonko, like you're putting up the best fight for me, but you still don't know what I need to do in order to finish this off. And then Luffy's like, Luffy, he almost says, like, I really don't give a shit, Kaido. Like, I'm here to beat your ass. Like, and that's...
Right.
Yep. Even
also, I was going to say, in regards to, like, learning about his zone power, do we think that Shanks... I feel like Shanks, Garp, or Dragon is going to tell him about it. I feel like it has to be one of those three.
Well, I think he's going to learn... Are you talking about his new Sun God Nika stuff?
Yeah.
I honestly think he like the devil fruits from other theories as well. Devil fruits can talk, and as they stated, um, zones have their own mind. As the world government said, zones have their own will. So I do believe that somehow the fruit will tell him itself, or Zunisha will know. She'll tell him, and she'll tell Luffy because remember, Luffy can also hear Zunisha. So, I feel like that's how he'll probably learn about it. But what I do think is interesting is that when Luffy ate the fruit in the beginning, Shanks and his crew were like, "Well, did you eat this?" And then told him that it was the Gomu Gomu no. So
Shanks,
either A, they
Shanks might know.
lied, or they didn't know.
It's like,
I feel like they lied because I feel like Shanks has been having way too much. I would say not premonition, but like planning on what's going to happen when, to not know it, and then also to steal it from Marine
it
ship.
just happened.
And then
But
he
yeah, it
sacrificed
was
his arm
probably
to
to-
Luffy, or
oh,
to for the future, being Luffy after that happened. So
I mean, do you think Shanks was gonna eat it for himself and just gain the powers of that before Luffy? I mean,
No, I don't think Shanks was ever going to get.
because I don't.
because why say because
Yeah, none of
just
Shanks'
because
crew.
I think
Sorry.
Shanks would have had. Okay, who's talking?
You. No.
Go ahead.
No,
Matt.
it's just
I can
saw
talk.
a weird theory of Shanks the other day, which I will talk to you guys after this. I don't want to put it on record, but the Shanks. I mean, I know his crew doesn't have any. None of them have had devil fruits. At least none.
zero
confirmed.
devil fruits.
At least confirmed they have no devil fruits. Because didn't Rockstar have a devil fruit? The one who went to give Whitebeard the message from Shanks before Shanks and
I
Whitebeard
don't know,
met up.
I feel like I've heard that Lucky.
Hmm.
I think I've heard that Lucky Row has a devil fruit though.
It's like, but none of them are confirmed.
I could have sworn
But
it's
only
But
one.
there's
we keep talking.
yeah, but it's really hard for me to say that Shanks did not know that what hit the devil fruit he had in his possession. It's hard for me to say that he knew what he was stealing from the world government.
Shanks absolutely knew.
Mhm.
especially since Shanks has had so much knowledge of the greater pirate world since he was a kid, since he was on Roger's crew.
Mhm.
Okay, all that said here, well, there's no true answer, but it's strongly implied by Oda and believed by fans that Shanks and his crew members do not possess any devil fruit powers
Okay.
compared to Blackbeard, who everybody has devil fruit powers.
Yeah, and very strong ones. Oh man, it's like Blackbeard's gonna pull some shit at the end of this, isn't he?
Yeah, I heard one thing that
Always.
that
Always.
I watched BD a lot. He said after reading the latest one, he was like, it pretty much confirms in his mind that Blackbeard is going to get a third devil fruit. Because I know that was kind of talked about back and forth. People thought he was only going to stick with two, or if he was going to get a third. And now he says he's pretty like this confirms for him that Blackbeard's going to get a third.
He had the book. Do you think he knows that the Gum Gum fruit is a false lie and like he wants to try and steal Luffy's for the strongest zone?
Well, my question is that even in the books?
It's a lost history.
They may
It might be a part of the lost history, but-
and whoever is sending out the books may have changed that.
Yeah, and I saw it happen with Joy Boy and the world government so many years ago. So
It's just so interesting. This is
yeah, but I could see him trying to, be the piece of shit that he is, and have all three types, and then, when Kaido gets defeated.
See, I don't think he wants Kaido's power though. Now that we know
Do
what
you
this is.
know how fucking angry I would be if Blackbeard showed up and took Kaido's devil fruit?
If he just
I'd
literally, if he
fucking
did like another
Exactly.
Whitebeard thing, like, oh yeah, like everybody else beat down this guy, and then he just comes in for this quick steal for the win. He's like, oh yeah, and I beat Kaido, by the way. It's like, you didn't do anything. You literally should
You
have.
didn't do. Literally, besides, I've never, besides Ace, Blackbeard gets rocked in every fight we see.
Ace whooped his ass.
Ace didn't for a good portion, but then like the just darkness took over. And I just don't understand the darkness power too, because you get double the amount of like damage
Double
taken
damage.
toward you, and guess I can see how Blackbeard uses it with the black holes and stuff like that. So,
But it's a theory that he, just like his body on how he can use three devil or multiple devil fruits, that might also add into the resistance because he might not be human.
Yep.
So it would make sense that only a certain type of person, like Kaido, like Blackbeard, could probably even use the Yami Yami no Mi to any degree with detriment to them. And doesn't it also allow you to use those powers like after you take that damage? Like he can, like, say taking Ace's fire, he could throw fire back at him. No,
I don't believe so. No.
I think he can absorb. He can like absorb stuff and then throw it back at you. Like what I think he did that to Ace with the buildings. Like he.
Yeah, he can. Whatever he sends in his black hole, he can take that stuff and then he can like release it. But I don't believe he's able to like absorb their attacks and then send their attacks back to them. But like if he destroyed the town, he could then release the town and things like that. But yeah, definitely takes double the damage, which is why I 100% agree that it would need to be someone with a different body, a different creature that would be able to have it without any true backlash on it. But without, anyway, we're theorizing with Blackbeard, but we keep going. Like the greatest things about the root fight at this point as well is on top of everything else, like, you know, Momo told Odin, what's her name?
Oh.
Yamato.
Yeah.
That Luffy was Joy Boy, and that kind of like that made her happy because remember she's read Odin's journal. She knows like everything, or at least a lot. So for her, that's going to be great.
Except the ripped pages.
Except for the ripped out pages, which we think the mom did. What was her name?
Not Hiyori.
So I feel like that's with an M. But speaking of Hiyori, she is there. We're finally seeing Orochi get killed.
Finally,
like Hiyori, she stuck.
Finally, and it's the most satisfying
she
way.
stuck him with needles or pins that had sea stone in them, so that he could not use his devil fruit powers. And because of him having Kanjuro like destroy the burn down the place on Onigashima, it fell down on him. And then he was trapped and bleeding, and he was like, he was talking all that shit. Hiyori wasn't having it. She was like, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was Odin that did that to your dad." And Hiyori was like, "Shut your insolent swine mouth!" I'm like, "Oh, I was loving it." And the next thing you know, Kanjuro shows up, being the little bit of fire spirit left that he was, and he was telling Kanjuro to kill Hiyori, and Kanjuro instead, what appeared to be, killed Orochi.
Toki is the wife's name, by the way.
Toki,
yeah. Sorry, yeah, but no.
Okay.
Hopefully Orochi's now out of the picture, but I don't think so. I think we still have at least one more, hopefully satisfying death in front of everybody in Wano with him. That'd be.
No, I think that might have been it. But also, I love the fact that Kanjuro looks like a match that's just like lighting him on fire.
Yeah, I think it's a proper way to go about it, because I was thinking a grown up now Momo would be able to do it, but it makes a lot of sense that it's Hiyori. It's like, as long as it's someone related to Odin, it's how it should go out. So I think it's great that it was Hiyori and how she did it, and it wasn't like him chopping off your last remaining Hydra head. It's just like, I tricked you with needles, with sea prism stone, and then the person that you used for 20 plus years to destroy my family is now actually going to kill you. So like,
the perfect.
He's going out
karma.
in the blazing sun.
Too bad it wasn't Luffy.
A blaze of glory.
But yeah, Luffy's 100% pulling freaking Toon Force, because again, he gets eaten, because every time he's about to get like eaten by Kaido or something happens, like when he wants to get strong, you'll see him all of a sudden inflate and get those big Popeye-esque muscles. So I love that with like the Kaido eating him and Luffy doing all the stuff inside of him, or Luffy doing all that stuff inside of Kaido, including him using Gum Gum Balloon and it turning Kaido into rubber. Like, that for me was awesome, because Kaido was like, he was like, your body is meant to be rubbery, not mine.
Right.
So he did that to Kaido when he was inside of him, and then used the bright lights that were Kaido's eyes and like popped his hands out
Oh,
of
that
Kaido's
was.
eyes to free himself, which was fucking creepy and amazing at the same time. Oh, everything from there just became hilarious. Like going up in the clouds, coming back down as this humongous Luffy, and
I love how it was just like
Giant.
Gum Gum Giant,
yeah,
not anything else, just Gum Gum Giant.
it just amazing. Using Kaido as a jump rope after Kaido bit him, like tanking a blast breath to the face and running on the air.
Like
And
Roadrunner
nothing but
style
straight
too.
cartoon, bro. Like this is all cartoons. Taking a
Oh
Ragnarok,
yeah.
like Luffy took a blast breath to the face and a Ragnarok to the dome, and it's just like, I'm fine.
Oh yeah, because his head conformed to the little mace that Kaido uses,
Yeah.
and you're like, what
Oh
the
my god, that
fuck?
was so funny when that happened. He had like a pointy nose and shit. Because the first time we took the Ragnarok
Mm-hmm.
is when it sent him through the building, and that turned everybody's like popped everybody's eyes out of their head, which was, I think out of all of them, because Law's hat, it made Law's look the funniest, like the weirdest slash funniest. Seeing Law with his eyes popped out and Kid with his eyes popped out are both pretty funny. Otama's looks like the most accurate, but Law's is the best.
Gosh.
And
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like going above
I'm
the hat.
upset.
Like he's going through
I
the
wish
hat.
Usopp was there to see it because I feel like Usopp's face would have been perfect because we've literally seen Usopp's face like that with that bomb that he
he used to
used
be
to free
Sugar.
all the yeah. So I feel like actually seeing Usopp's face like that would have been like just the icing on the cake.
And
But Matt and I talked about this when we were texting the other day about how Luffy will look at the end of this, and I think he really will look because when Luffy was running out of steam and he lost Gear Fifth for a little bit there, he looked like a ragged old nasty old man who really couldn't do much, and I do believe that that will be what he looks like at the end of this fight. Like he's gonna win. There's no way he doesn't win. I mean, he might not. It could be that he gets close and he might not. I mean, who knows? But at the end of it, I do
Ooh.
think Luffy will look just like that. And I think this was gonna be 10 times worse than when he was on.
Just Rosa.
I have it and I lost it. No. Moria. Um,
Oh, Punk Hazard.
Thriller
Thriller
Bark.
Bark.
Thriller
Yeah.
Bark
Sorry.
with all of that. Like, remember, because after that, Luffy he would have been out for a while if Zoro didn't take all of his pain. But this time, Kuma's not there to do that, and unless Kuma shows up, so I think Luffy's like going to be immobile for a very long time after this.
Because I think I said like I think he's
Ooh.
gonna look like an old rag, almost because he's gonna be way too stretched out. Like his body's never been this stretched out before, so he's gonna be like almost like a puppy with too much fat fur and like not enough body to fit the fur yet, quite yet.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder since we think that Luffy is going to die early because of what Ivan
Hmm.
did to him down in that like took half of his life. You think his devil fruit could counteract that, or you think that's still
I don't think it
wrap?
has like those type of healing abilities to do something like that.
Well, if he imagines that he can stay alive,
So
then
just be more
he's
open.
fine.
Y'all are
like,
so
our
crazy.
imagination.
I imagine that I'm going to live forever.
Yeah.
Never dies.
Like honestly, like what's to stop him from imagining that he gets healed? So like just using Marco's power.
I think it's more so that his battle sense is where his power is, whatever his imagination is, not necessarily he can imagine himself healthy. Granted, he did summon his heartbeat to go back to the liberation drum and reawaken Gear Fifth, and then what I thought was pretty cool there is that he also mentioned Pedro.
Ooh.
You never
I
forget.
find that
Yeah.
very interesting that he mentioned Pedro and it's focused in its own panel, and I'm very curious as to why.
Pedro's there for the fight. I mean, I guess he was more from a big mom fight than really Kaido in the Scabbards. But I think he just still remembers Pedro's sacrifice and everything. But at the same time, like Pedro's Will P is still very strong until we confirm dead.
Oh man, but yeah, this is
It's coming. It's coming to a close, isn't it? I mean,
it is because Luffy's like countdown and last punch on Kaido like went through Kaido's face, but also had Conqueror's Haki. And remember, Kaido did say that Luffy is both covered in armament Haki, advanced armament, and advanced Conqueror's Haki at the same time, and that's what he's like fighting with right now. So.
Also, he just took that one literally to the brain. Like, Luffy could have just went in and punched his brain and came out on the other side. And he was like, isn't this fun at the end? Great fucking ending, too.
Yep, saying I'm having the time of my life. So we know that Luffy doesn't have much time left in terms of fighting. But that last hit on Kaido really dealt some damage. Again, it was a full Conqueror's, like advanced Conqueror's, advanced armament punch with his Toon Force, so it went straight through Kaido's face.
Actually, it went through the back of his head, too.
Yeah, literally came out on the other side.
Yeah.
Momo and Yamato are like having shocked eyes. So we're close. We're absolutely close to the end of this. The unfortunate thing is that my boy Zoro is seeing literally none of this because he's out of commission.
We haven't seen him since. We haven't seen him like 5 chapters right now, too, since the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. I think we saw after that Frankie had rescued him and asked him if he was dead, but we didn't see anything.
He's
nothing yet.
King of Hell.
It's like, I think, unfortunately, I think week's chapter might be like a little downer just because of how hyped these past couple chapters. Just to, like, get a review of like where everybody's at, where everybody's standing. I just hope the hype continues. That's all
Because I've been pleasantly surprised with the hype continuing, and I don't think he's going to do it for another week to not give it to us. Because there's nothing else that we have left going on besides their fight. Big Mom's down, Orochi's down, Kanjuro's down.
Kaido's all that's left.
Kaido and Kaido's backstory. Because I just feel like Kaido's backstory is about to happen soon. Like, the true, like, reason why he's behind Wano. Like, why I guess maybe he wants somebody to liberate Wano for him. Like, even though he could have done it, he just wants somebody to challenge. I don't know. I'm throwing paint at the wall.
Throwing theories out.
Because he never alludes to anything. He's like, you don't know when he's talking to Yamamoto about why he's taking over Wano. And it's just like, he has never given any inkling to why he does anything besides, I just want to be strong.
The strongest, and then, like, when he had a great fight against Odin, and he just decides, like, I'm just going to throw this away because my buddy Orochi right here doesn't like him. And
he could have never let Odin live and keep Wano, because Odin was always going to rebel against him. Especially after he worked with Rogers and Whitebeard. Yeah, he was never going to follow up.
No shot. Yeah, it had to be Wano. He needed it for a reason, and we'll learn one day what it was. It's probably something about the Kazuki and all of that stuff too, honestly. Like, in its relation to the Minks. There's so many fun mysteries left that will they be answered? And obviously, like, now that Luffy is known as the actual, reincarnation of liberation, we know that he's supposed to be the one that liberates Fishman Island. So, but as Madame Shelley saw, he set it on fire. So, what's going to happen there? Is he going to show up and be like, we're all going to the surface, and just blows the shit to smithereens? Like, you're coming up regardless. So
I can see me like Gear 5 and pick it up like a marble and just like take it to the surface, like take Fishman Island to the surface.
Just turn it to rubber and send it up. You're buoyant now. Float.
Oh, look, it floats.
Who would have thunk?
Ooh, I could see him either making the base rubber or the top rubber, and I could see it being like a big bouncy castle, and they just like bounce around until it finally like comes down. But you do have Momonosuke. He's still controlling Kaido's clouds to bring it down a little softly. So
bring it down softly.
But that would just be
right outside.
A cherry on top to have him have the whole castle out.
I just noticed
noticed
in the panel after Luffy gets hit by the mace again, when the time that it turns his face into the spikes, when he's running away after when he's running away after that, and his legs are wheels.
Oh, you really?
Oh, it's just like that
Yeah.
run, or is it?
No. It's like the super. It's like the big circle spinning. How fast he's running, like trail of fire behind him type of run.
Oh yeah.
Just like when he ran on the sky.
Everything's ground if you know how to run.
I mean, apparently, fucking so. Now he can moonwalk. He can run on the sky. What can't you do, Luffy?
Live forever.
You died and you came back to life. I mean,
actually,
you died
yeah.
and came back. So maybe his body hit a reset.
He might need to take a nice little nap after his fight.
Again, all Luffy needs is meat. Give him lots of meat and he'll bounce right back.
Literally.
How much Shikarabu said he had? He had like 30 days worth of meat in his.
Luffy was eating that shit all up. Yeah, and it'll be great because I mean, again, it's a banquet, so there should be plenty of food. That's what this is.
And I can't wait to see everyone's bounty after this because at least 3 of them are going to have bounties above 1 billion. Like Sanji and Zoro need to both be above 1 billion.
And they both took out $1 billion bounty, king and queen, and we'll see.
Let's see. Kaido's bounty was 4,611,100,000. If Luffy beats him, or even just gets close, Luffy's bounty's got to jump up to.
I think maybe shy under Blackbeard's. Possibly. I know Law and Kid will get a nice little bounce.
I mean, Blackbeard's bounty is 2,247 mil. And I think if Luffy takes him out, man, it's gotta hit 3 because Luffy's at 1.5. It's gotta.
Technically, Blackbeard take out Whitebeard, and Whitebeard was
I feel like
what the second most highest.
No, but everyone knows that they
knew
Blackbeard didn't beat Whitebeard. He just took his devil fruit. They are seeing that Luffy. I mean, he had some help, but not like with the Whitebeard did. Luffy took out Kaido, like.
And Luffy also has the human fruit, so that makes him a double threat. Also, CP0 is there. They killed him and saw him brought back to life. Like I feel like he's gonna hit 4. Like I feel like he's gonna have a true Yonko bounty.
Zoro's better hit 2. It won't, but it better hit 2.
He might get a buck and a half.
I could see Zoro. Yeah, I was gonna say he'll hit 1.
Sanji will hit 1.151.
Sanji will probably be around 1.3.
Sanji got just 1.
Yamamoto might be $1 billion. Might be like a little bit below if we get added.
King's bounty is 1.3.
Probably be around 900. Yeah, so he's got to be at least 1.3. So he might be 1.4 then 1.6 for Zoro.
I think the only time that Luffy got a bigger bounty after the person he beat, I guess you can say Katakuri, but the only one was Crocodile. Sorry, there's some.
Because he went up to 300.
He went up to 100 after Crocodile, but Crocodile's frozen at 800 or at 80, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because Shibukai's bounties don't move because they're not actively being pursued.
Oh, but bounties are fun.
Great episode.
Agreed. I mean, it's amazing. We have Toon Force Luffy, who I guess quite literally at this point, I mean, how do you beat this man? You hit him with an attack, and all it does is just change his body into the weapon you used, and he keeps going. He obviously. He's not going to be able to do a lot of awakening, and as we know with King or Kid and Law, and they were like, we just learned my awakening, so I can't do it that well just yet. Yada yada yada. We know the same thing is going to be true of Luffy, but if he gets to train it a lot between now and whenever the Blackbeard stuff is, because we've got however Oda was saying, we might have another 4 or 5 years of this.
Jeez.
So it's plenty of time for Luffy to really master his awakening.
Yeah, I mean, because we already kind of know where we're headed next,
Elbaf.
which is gonna be Elbath. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for God Usopp's time. I mean, he's had a lot of time to shine,
Goldie
but
Usopp.
God Usopp is like Elbath is going to be the fruition of all the things that he's been talking about since the beginning of the series. And then when he goes back and sees Kai,
So we got Elbath and at least Raftel, and then what? I assume the giant war is gonna be on Raftel somehow. Blackbeard, some bullshit, and just a humongous fight that's gonna be bring the Grand Fleet back together.
what I can see, theory for me is that Luffy fights the Marines at Elbath, and then Blackbeard at Laugh-Tale, or in the process of getting to Laugh-Tale.
Mine is reverse.
You think Blackbeard's at Elbath?
It's not. Well, it's not Blackbeard at Elbaf, though. I could see that. I could see that Blackbeard doesn't get to Laugh-Tale now, but he does fight Blackbeard at Elbaf. But I do think he fights Blackbeard before he gets to before the final road government battle, because I think the road government battle will partner him and his dad, and I do think that with that, because he's going to get to Laugh-Tale and read the history that Joy Boy left behind. And we know, and then he'll learn about the actual Void Century, or Robin will tell him about it, and that will then set Luffy to being like, I wanted to be king of the pirates because I wanted to be the most free, and now I see that the government is holding everyone hostage. I want to also free the people, and that'll send him to take on the road government. That's the path I think it goes.
Yeah, I just had a quick theory about Luffy's
that.
dad, and everybody says like he has like the Wind Logia or whatever he has. What if he has like the other what if he has the other like god power? Yeah, mythical zone, god of like the wind or like the storms.
Yeah, I was seeing that it might be that he has I think it was from Aztec religion or myth, that there is a mythical zone that like bird that controls.
I think I saw that too.
You know, like the storm birds in Horizon Zero Dawn, the Thunderbirds. Is it Stormbirds or Thunderbirds? But yeah, like literally controlling the wind, and if he could control the electricity, that'd be cool too. But maybe that he has a mythical zone, and I hate that I kind of shit.
Not anymore.
Like, I would like rather have any other Paramecia or Logia type in a zone, and then now like zones are pretty much the most powerful fruit.
They're the most durable. They can take all the attacks.
Yeah, but what Blackbeard can do, what I was thinking, but when he physically touches someone, he nullifies their fruit power.
Yeah,
that's what.
Well, guys, again, like Tuan was saying a second ago, fantastic chapter. I mean, we've got some greatness coming from Luffy, some greatness coming from Oda, and now what was once One Piece and is now Masterpiece. It's a beautiful work of art. Guys, be sure to follow us on our social media. We're on Instagram as The Anime Feast, on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter as Anime Feast. So be sure to drop us a follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, again, we thank you guys for being in here. Thank you for coming out. Any last words, fellas?
Gambare, gambare.
Gambare, gambare.
Nah, until next time, yo.
Peace.
Stay hungry, my friends.
There it is.
Peace. Stop the recording.
Gambare.
Still streaming on the YouTube. I just want to get this on record for who do you have tonight, Dom? Kansas or UNC?
I hope Kansas beats UNC 100-2.
So do I.
It's like, I'm from North Carolina. UNC win? Never.
Fuck UNC. Fuck UNC fans, man.
ABC, anybody but Carolina tonight.
Anybody but Carolina. That's so goddamn annoying. And the way, like, I don't like Carolina or Duke, but I knew the moment Carolina won, I was like, oh my. Because Duke fans, when they win, like, maybe they'll talk a little bit of shit, but like, they're fine. And when Carolina fans win, they don't shut the fuck up.
That's true.
And they hold it over your head for a long time too. And they go rush Franklin Street.
Yes.
Duke doesn't do that. Duke does it classy. They party in their dorms.
I mean, Duke has the money to spend $50,000 a year, probably more than that. Probably up to like 60 at this point.
60
on tuition.
It's not like we have a computer to check out what. I don't think they give out that information though, do they?
I think they do.
They definitely do. That's public information.
Tuition.
Okay, let me just.
Yeah, $57,633.
Almost up to 60.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Hey, that's how much Wake Forest is too.
Fuck no.
That's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I would ever do that is if it was a full ride scholarship.
Give me a big.
And I would have been right there. Would have been a Blue Devil till I die.
Been a Cameron crazy.